Welcome to this tutorial. Today we will be talking about creating the player movement component and the camera follow script. So first thing I did here in the scene is create an empty player object with a few cubes attached to it and made it face in the Z-axis direction, which is the Unity forward axis. So I also added a skybox to the background. If you want to, you can use the same one. This is one. And let's get into scripting now. So first we can create the camera follow script and open it. Inside of here we want to add a few variables. First, a transform. And then vector3, which is called default distance to target. And we can also add a public float distance dampening and default this to 1. Last variable we need is vector3 called velocity. T. Okay. Now what we want to do in a camera is update its position, but we don't want to do this in the update function since we want all other scripts to run their update first. So we are going to use the built-in late update function. Inside of here we're going to check if we have a target. If we have, we're going to call our new function to move the camera. Void, let's just call it move camera. Call it from inside of here. And if we don't have a target, for now we can just default it to setting the target equal to GameObject.find with tag. Find something with a player tag and take its transform. Okay, and don't forget to call move camera. So now to the move camera part. First we need a vector3 holding our wanted position. So pose it's going to be equal to our target position plus our target rotation multiplied times our default distance to target value. And why isn't this working? Oops. Rotation. Good. Now second vector3 is going to be our updated position. This is vector3 smooth damp. Our current vector is our transform dot position. Target is our wanted position. Velocity reference is our velocity, and then you have to add the ref keyword in front of it. And the smooth time is just our distance damp. Close this off, set the transform dot position equal to our updated position, and also transform dot look at target and target up. This will make the camera rotate with the player, or with whatever the camera is looking at. So we can save this and go back into Unity. Drag this onto the main camera and just add the player as the target. Set whatever values you want to. Z-axis should be negative. Then save and play the game. Now we can just drag around the player and see on the game view that the camera is moving just as we want it to move. Good, so this is all for the camera follow part. Now we can create the player move component. So let's create a folder for the script. Let's just call it player component. Add the player controller. Good, and before we add anything in the script, we need to set up the inputs. I already have these set up, so I have thrust on the S and W key, then pitch is down up arrow keys, yaw is left right, and roll is A and D. Now don't forget how you name the input components, because if you get the wrong spelling, you'll just get 0 values on the axis. Okay, now into the script. So we will need 5 different variables here. So first, public float move speed, then public float roll power, defaulted to 60, public float yaw power, and public float pitch power. And last variable is the rigid body, my RB. Now we will have the wake function running, setting our rigid body to get component rigid body, and then we can create the update function. Inside of here we call 2 different functions. One is called void turn, and one is called void move forward. Okay, let's just call them already. Turn, move forward. Okay, inside of turn, well, let's do move forward first. So inside of move forward, we just get the transform dot position plus equals transform dot forward times our move speed times input dot get axis thrust, and then also multiply this times the time dot delta time, so it doesn't matter what frame rate you're playing the game on. Save this, and then go into your turn function, create these 3 default variables, and then let's set those values. So roll is equal to input dot get axis roll multiplied by roll pow times time dot delta time, yaw is equal to input dot get axis yaw times the yaw power multiplied with time dot delta time, and the same thing for pitch. Oops. Okay, now we can set the rotation with transform.rotate. Then let's see. So X is going to be our pitch, Y is going to be our yaw, and then Z is our roll. Close this off, and I think we are ready to test this. Yeah, let's try it out. Go into the player, drag the player controller on it. Don't forget to add a rigid body. Turn off gravity. Set some drag values. And I hope I didn't forget anything. Okay, let's try this out. And it seems to be working just the way we want it to. Okay, perfect. That's all for this tutorial.